right, hello everybody. Happy Wednesday. We've got another episode of Your Road to Home here with Kendra Badgekar with LPT Realty and
Maxine Carey, Guardian Mortgage. Hi everyone.
Today we're super excited to introduce you to a new guest. We are picking up Christina Clark from New York Life. If you don't know Christina, first of all, I just want to say that you're missing out because Christina is for sure the life of the party, right?
Which you'll find out.
Yeah, which you're about to find out.
Yeah.
Not only that, she's built up a really successful business with New York Life, but she's a huge give back person to the community. She is heavily involved with the local schools in Carbon Valley she spent a lot of time on the chamber, giving back a ton of time and resources to people in the community. She just loves where she lives, and if you know her, you definitely know that to be true. But yeah, we're super excited to share her story with you and how she got started with New York Life.
And she's got a story, and hopefully we don't have to edit any of the verbiage here. Any beeps. We're just kidding.
It should be a good time.
Oh, I gotta let her in.
Welcome, Miss Christina Clark.
Well, hello.
She's got her water so she doesn't choke and die.
I could choke and die. Wait, there's
Is
no
it water
cup
or
holder.
Diet Coke?
Well,
Oh,
y'all
there's
didn't
gotta
bring
be a
me a
cup
Diet
holder.
Coke, so I have to just drink that
That does-
old-fashioned water.
Oh man.
There's no seatbelt for me to really seatbelt either. Is my hiney in the way here?
All right, I'll just get out and just rock the car then, and we'll pretend like we're
Oh,
driving.
it's a lap belt.
There we go.
There you go.
I know adults never have to sit in the middle back there, so it's been interesting for all the guests.
This is going to be a big thing for Christina because she does not like to be the passenger in a vehicle, do you, Christina?
Ooh.
No, nor do I like to be in the back seat.
Oh gosh.
It
Well,
might be a little bit of a.
She'll be.
Could be a lot.
well, thank you for stepping out of your comfort zone with us today.
So many things, right?
Right.
Thanks for coming all the way to my office to pick me up.
Absolutely.
You know.
Yeah, we are in downtown Longmont, which is close enough to being part of the Carbon Valley, right?
Well, one day, hopefully, Carbon Valley will build enough buildings to have office spaces. When I started 15 years ago, it was not a booming place to have many
Commercially,
office spaces.
right?
Commercially,
It
right?
was just residentials.
Yeah.
So before we dive into the questions, how long have you lived in the Carbon Valley?
Well, since I was 16 months old.
Wow.
Oh, you want to
You're an
disclose how
OG.
old you are?
Thanks, Kendra.
You're
yeah.
welcome.
So what's that make? I'm 51, so 49-ish years ago.
Wow. It's changed just a little bit.
So were you born in Colorado?
Nope, I was born in Kansas,
Okay.
and so my grandparents moved out here, and my mom and dad followed. So I grew up living behind my grandparents, and I'm the oldest grandchild on my mom's side, so needless to say, I got away with everything and anything
That's the
because I was the only grandchild for a while, and they lived behind us. So I remember kindergarten, back when they used to have all the questions, and they said, "What's your phone number?" And I said, "I don't know, but I know grandma's."
Nice.
So that was much more important than knowing my own phone number, so I knew what was for dinner at her house when I didn't like dinner at our house.
Smart. So smart. What a special gift that is to be able to grow up with a grandparent right there. That's awesome.
Yes, we were very lucky. And, my boys, until 2017 was a rough year. We lost both Joel's parents and my mom all in 1 year. And otherwise, our boys had grown up, with my parents just a couple miles away. So I think it's pretty cool to have grandparents so close.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Absolutely. Well, on that note, let's dive into how you got started with New York Life.
Yeah.
Because you were a teacher prior to that, correct?
I do have my teaching degree, and even before that, I worked for McDonald's for almost 9 years, and then went to work for Dickey's Barbecue and opened the very first one out of the state of Texas.
Oh, wow.
And then decided to stay home for a bit and have babies, and then I decided to get my teaching degree, and I taught did my student teaching, taught 1 year, and I had second graders calling me bad words, and I thought, God, I didn't take this in the corporate world. I'm sure not taking it from a second grader. And we had a party, and some friends came over, and he's like, hey, you should come work with me at New York Life. And I said, hell no. I'm not selling life insurance. And now I'm celebrating my 15th year this year.
Yay, that's awesome.
So my mom was pretty upset. She was like, I cannot believe you got your teaching degree and now you're going to sell life insurance. And I say, Mom, I teach adults and kids still now about, finances. So I'm not really giving up on teaching. I'm just doing it in a different location where people can't cuss at me. Or if they do, I can fire them as clients.
There you go.
Or I can cuss back.
Fair enough. If you had the chance to do it again, would you choose this again?
I definitely would change a few things how I do it, but I think it makes a huge impact. And I think in today's world, there's a lot of information out there, but people don't know what to do with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so everybody's just kind of frozen. They don't do anything.
Right.
And so it's unfortunate that the schools don't teach finance anymore.
Agreed.
Nobody knows how to balance a checkbook, or they have no idea. So many people, I say, how much money's in your account? And they just say, well, whatever's on my app, that's what I can spend.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't know what's coming up or how to save. So I think it's important what I do. It's just trying to break the barrier of trying to convince people the importance of it. I think I care more than people do sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing that really triggered it for me was when I started with New York Life. Even then, my parents were uninsurable. And, my husband had testicular cancer when I was pregnant with our youngest. And so having all those people that I know that were not able to get life insurance, and nobody had chatted with us prior to that, it's disappointing to know that there's ways to help people,
Right.
But people are just afraid, or they think they can handle it on the internet now. So I think I wish I would have started sooner with New York Life, actually, just because so many things I've learned.
You would have
Right.
known, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Different track of thinking back then. Now I'm old and, I'm looking for retirement.
Right.
Not starting, all over. So, yeah.
For sure. That's for sure.
So you're an independent with New York Life, right?
Yeah, so I have New York Life holds my securities license.
Mm-hmm.
So I do the majority of my business through them, but I can do life insurance outside of New York Life. So that's when I came up with a name for my company, so that people knew that I can do more than just life insurance. I can, save for retirement, long-term care. And people always just said, oh, you're with New York Life. So as my business began to grow and I did more planning for people, I realized that I needed a business name.
Mm-hmm.
But New York Life backs me, and I'm proud to say I work for New York Life because they're one of the top companies and they are definitely financially secure. So it makes me confident that what I sell to people, I know they'll be there long past that when I'm gone.
Love that. And your company name is Wealth Tree Financial. How did you come up with that?
Well, there was a couple of times I met with people and they're like, damn it, I wish I would have talked to you first. And so we all know what WTF stands for. And so the comment has always been, WTF, I should have talked to Christina first. And so there was a gal in our community, Genevieve, and Genevieve did marketing, and I went to her and I said, hey, create me a cool logo with WTF on it and we'll come up with a name. And so then we came up with Wealth Tree Financial, and it's just gone from there. So people always are funny. They're like, do you know that Wealth Tree Financial, like your logo says WTF? I'm like, yeah. And they said, do you know what that is? And I'm like, oh yeah, you should have called me first.
Right.
And they're like, oh. So it's kind of, it's just a funny joke when people meet me for the first time and they're not from the area and they don't know me very well, they're like, oh. And so it's always fun to have that little, oh, you do understand.
That's awesome. I love that.
So you sell more than life insurance?
Absolutely.
You want to tell us some of the things you sell or that you like to sell or whatever?
I like to educate people on life insurance, retirement planning, long-term care, which is going to be a big part of any advisor's portfolio now, because they're trying to come up with some rules. Like, we're protecting your life, we're protecting your retirement income and telling you how to do that. But then if something happens and you need long-term care, then that wipes out everything. So definitely have, the older I get, the more, you start adding those things, because it's typical, your age, that's who typically your clientele are. So as I've approached, 50 now, definitely my clientele is now looking at, oh, I'm taking care of my parents and I see the cost of that. So, it as I've grown with New York Life, so has my, products that I can represent.
Do you feel like your generation is more educated on life insurance, whereas your parents' generation was not so much? Or like what how do you see that?
I think that everybody still just thinks, well, I have it through work
And it's enough.
And that's enough. But, I always try to educate people, because, the goal is not to stay at your job forever, to get to retire. And if you get to retire, unlike my mom, who passed away at 64, didn't get to retire. She was still working. And so, luckily she still had her policy from work. But my dad had retired. He no longer had a life policy. So, and you stay there for so many years and you retire, and then at that retirement age, everybody thinks, oh, I'm going to have my mortgage paid for. I'm not going to have to, replace anything. Or
I can verify people don't have their mortgage paid for when they retire.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, because I have clients at, 65 years old buying new homes, and I'm like, holy smokes. Yeah. So, I don't think, I think the concept has changed, because people are starting to realize there's not a pension anymore, and there's not those things set in place that still take care of your loved one once you're gone. And so now that we're dependent upon 401ks and Social Security, people are not, they're like, oh, heck, I get calls all the time. I need a burial policy, or I need, I still want to leave something to my kids. And the big one is, I want to leave some to my grandkids.
Right.
So, as my parents always said, I wish we would have had the grandkids first. They like them a lot better than us, I think. And so, it's always interesting as you get older what your priorities become, and, where you want to leave your legacy. So, and now there's a whole suite of so many new things you can do with life insurance that people are unaware of. So it's fun to explain those things to folks. And, the Rockefellers were not rich because they had a lot of money. They also had a lot of life insurance. So, and a lot of endowments are done that way. So we've gotten to, I'm in with a group of people that talk a lot about giving through life insurance, through their estate. So it's cool to see some of that, where people are getting to create legacies and create financial security. But it's great because, every day it's a new person I get to talk to, and, I enjoy hanging out with people.
Right.
That's awesome.
Well, PSA before the next question. If any of you seniors are buying or selling a home, Kendra and I can help with that.
Yeah.
But, your children should have life insurance too, right?
Absolutely. You're protecting their insurability.
Right.
And that's, I tell people, it's not because you think something's going to happen, but I always say both my boys have policies, and that's because you never know what might happen in the future. That, we've got people that we've come across, their kiddos end up getting diabetes, or sometimes, our youth decide to take a fun adventure while they're in college and take up smoking and drinking, and we've all been there. And then all of a sudden they're not insurable, or their cost of insurance goes up, or they do goofy things, and DUIs affect you. And in our case, our younger son, we found out, has a rare brain malformation, so he'll never get life insurance again either, unless it's through an employer. So, but someday his future wife will thank me that he has a policy.
Yes, for sure.
Right.
I tell him that all the time. As a mom of 2 boys, I'm always hopeful that one day they'll find a lovely woman to bring home to me and give me a daughter.
Love that. What would you say the most fulfilling part of your job is?
Protecting families. I always say, is it a bad thing that when I have to deliver a check to somebody who's lost a loved one? But then not so long ago, I was with a client. He lost his spouse, and he looked at his son and he said, thanks to Miss Christina, we get to stay in our home because we're missing mom's income, and mom was kind of the breadwinner. And so now that they have that, they were able to pay off their home and stay there, and the kids didn't have to move. And so, it's rewarding to know that I've protected families and, protected future generations of what could have been if that wasn't there.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's powerful right there.
Yeah, that is.
If you could give advice to anyone else getting ready to start a business, or how to, stay successful with what you're doing, because life insurance is a competitive business. You gotta set yourself apart, and you've created obviously a very what's the word I'm looking for?
Lucrative.
Yeah, a very lucrative business for yourself. What advice would you give to somebody looking to do something, whether it's in life insurance or something separate?
I learned, at first I was trying to do a huge market, and, then I realized, just in Carbon Valley now, there's like 30,000 rooftops in Carbon Valley, which is 30,000 households, which typically has, 2 to 6 people on average, right? You guys could tell me that.
Yeah.
But, that's more than enough business. So I would say keep your marketing dollars, close to where you want to be, and focus on what's in your community and who you want to work with. Trying to be everything to everyone is not a great idea.
Yeah.
So, and I was taught, thinking of abundance. I think I've shared with you guys before. I was at an event and somebody said, oh my God, I can't believe they had 2 people here selling life insurance and investments. And I said, hey, you know what? There's 30,000 rooftops. Some people like me, some people like them. As long as they're taken care of and they're in our community, that's all I care about.
Love that.
So not spreading yourself too thin. With that, how do you manage your work-life balance? Because you're setting appointments at 7:00 at night and 6:00 in the morning, and you're pretty flexible. So how do you balance that?
I don't really balance well, I'll be honest. There's days, and I don't believe in work-life balance. I think, there's going to be moments where I'm more focused on work and less on family, and that, and then I've just got to remember to make the flip and spend some more time with family and a little less time with work. We've kind of tried to make it a pattern, or I don't know what you'd call it, that my husband and I try to take at least 1 or 2 trips a year together, and then one as a family, just so that, then you actually have to get away together and spend time together. So otherwise, I enjoy what I do, but I also, I figure I work hard, I play hard, I like going to concerts, I like hanging out with friends. So it's okay with me if I'm up, at 11 o'clock answering emails, if I know the next night I'm going to be out with friends, maybe at a concert or at a neighbor's hanging out.
Nice. What's your favorite concert you've been to in the last year?
Ooh, in the last year? Pitbull.
Oh,
absolutely Pitbull.
Oh man, that's so awesome.
I think that was the 4th time I'd seen him in the last, 5 years.
Wow.
He's just awesome.
Where did you see him at?
This last time was at Ball Arena.
Nice.
But we've seen him at Fiddler's and at Red Rocks, and so 2 times at Ball Arena. Yeah.
That's fun.
So who's your next concert coming up?
I believe it's that might be, I don't know, New Kids on the Block with Paula Abdul, or I don't know. I think we have 6 of them on the docket for the summer. So, you know, I don't,
6 concerts.
yeah.
Okay.
We get, you know.
Hey, work hard, play hard.
That's
you know?
right.
Work hard, play hard. You know, it's getting a little harder, though, to come home on a school night at 11, 12 o'clock and get up and be gone out of the house by 6:30.
Right. I can see that.
Definitely don't have as many cocktails as I used to.
Yeah. You gotta drink more water these days, huh?
Yeah, or Diet Cokes.
Or Diet Cokes.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's do some rapid fire on the Carbon Valley with you. What's one of your favorite restaurants in the Carbon Valley?
I eat at Pepper's probably twice a week. And we pick up Santiago's frequently. If you asked our son, he loves Wawak.
Their beef skewers are so good.
Walk. I don't even know that I've heard of that
so
place.
good.
Where
We
is
don't
it?
go
Right by
outside of the
Safeway.
blocks. No.
Oh, okay.
We eat the same thing every time. Sesame chicken, white rice. They get wontons, but I don't eat them because I'm allergic to shellfish, and they have, I don't care if it's imitation crab meat or not. I'm not taking the chance.
Try their beef skewers next time. You will not be disappointed.
All
They're
right.
so good.
And you've introduced us to the best tortillas in the Carbon Valley.
Oh
yeah.
The tortillas. Yeah, we have to pick those up frequently.
Where's this at?
They are delicious.
Tortilla Rubies.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
tortilla.
yeah.
Yep.
On 6th, I think.
Yep.
Yep. You know, you got to pick up 2 dozen if you get there in the afternoon because they hot off the press. So you might have to eat one on the way home
Yeah.
before you roll them up
Before
for
you have to,
burritos.
before you have to share them once you get home.
Oh,
Right.
man. That sounds
You might be able to get a couple of them down. So, yeah.
good. I like that. Did you have a question? Are you excited for that rooftop restaurant to come in next to Pepper's?
Yeah. I mean, anything different. I mean, it's just going to be another Mexican restaurant, but it'll be just somewhere else to hang out.
Yeah. But
I'm
the
always-
view from there is going to be amazing on the rooftop. Excited
Well,
for
as
that.
long as the weather's good. I'm a fair weather child. I don't do anything, unless it's about 75 degrees outside. I don't enjoy it much.
Like it?
So, the cold months, I'm in bed early because it's dark and I don't enjoy that. So, cold and dark.
Do you know what a dink is?
A dink, a dual income, what is it? Dual income family. But no kids. Yeah,
No kids,
dual income, no kids.
Nice. Nice.
Yep.
Okay.
That would not be our household. We
No.
have one in college we're still pushing through, one home currently, and, helping him find his new path. So it's a different world. I got married when I was 20 years old, and I think, good God, I can't imagine either one of my boys being married right now. Like, I still ask questions like, you're really going to wear that shirt? And my husband's like, they're grown. We recently did a cruise, and it was funny because they know as they're going down the hall, they're like, what shirt should we wear to dinner? It's like I've trained all 3 of them that they've, follow suit. Yes,
Yep.
okay.
We need a keeper.
Right, well, that's what my husband's always said. If you just keep her happy, she'll leave us alone. And so that's their whole motto. Just ask and get it done, and then I won't pester them.
Nice.
So, will there be any woman that will keep you happy?
Oh, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Any women out there who need a husband?
26 and 23, they're looking. No, just, I don't know if they are. I might be. But,
Put the feelers
hey,
out
wait,
there.
wait,
Granddaughters,
gotta
yeah.
wave to my grandparents. They're buried there at that cemetery. Wave hi.
Okay. Hi.
Hi. Oh man. So we talked a little bit about your community involvement. What are some of your favorite things that you do? I know you're heavy into Frederick High School and other things, but what are some of your favorite things that you're part of in the community?
So the Frederick Alumni Association for sure. We're kind of, scatterbrained. We do a golf tournament every year.
When is that? So send out a plug.
June 7th
Okay.
would be the
Sign up. It's super fun.
Yeah, we have some great prizes and a good morning.
How do people sign up?
That will be on my web or on the Frederick High School alumni or on my Facebook page.
Okay. We'll put
So,
all
yeah.
that information. Okay.
Yeah.
But,
put that in the comments.
I was part of the chamber. I still believe in the chamber. It's a great way to connect with folks. And, I used to be part of the Carbon Valley Help Center. I still help organize the volunteers for the annual soup dinner or whatever they call it. I can't think of it right now.
Is it empty bowls?
Empty bowls. There
Yeah.
you go. Yeah. So I organize the volunteers and line up all the high school kids that need those volunteer hours.
Well, then you help with scholarships.
Scholarships. Yep. So
Is that through the alumni?
we have scholarships through the alumni, and then we have, of course, the chamber has a scholarship that I've been part of for many years, and then a classmate of mine was killed when I was in high school in an automobile accident, so we have a scholarship in his name, and I'm part of reading that every year, and so it's always great because it always renews my faith in the youth, because while some of the essays are not greatly written, they have some
Good thought.
amazing volunteer hours and things that they're doing to the community and the things that they're dreaming up. So it always is like, man, we've got some good kids in our community that are doing some pretty awesome things. So I always think, oh, thank goodness they're out there, because all the junk we see on the news and hear, you think the world's a terrible place. But I'm an optimist. I'm like, everything's going to be fine. They're all going to be fine. I hope so, because they're going to be the ones taking care of us.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
They're going to be the ones that are caring for us at our nursing homes. But I've already picked out mine. They have happy hour, and then you get a golf cart. And so what else could you want?
That's awesome. I need to know where that one's at.
Yeah, there's a couple of them, right? So that's an important thing.
You should throw us some few names. We should maybe pick up some of those kids and chat with them. That'd be fun to talk to them in the car.
Yeah, there's some of these kids, they're amazing. When you look at their resumes, you're like, holy smokes, they're graduating high school with, their associate's degree and thousands of hours of volunteer hours. And so it's pretty cool. And I like to hang out at the senior center, and I help them out up there with their questions about retirement or their Medicare.
Well, you call bingo too, right? For the
Not anymore. That was when I was part of the Frederick Booster Club.
Oh.
I do, if they called though, I might call, a few games for them. I do enjoy hanging out at the bingo club. Only calling. I don't have patience to play. It takes way too long, and then I start squirreling off, and then I've missed half the numbers. So that's sitting still way too long for me.
Fair.
Yep.
All right. Any other questions you have, Maxine?
I don't. We've talked for a long time. We went on a long car ride this time.
Yeah, I was like, man, we're going all the way to Berthoud. We could have gone to. You were gonna take me to go get a root beer at Sonic.
Oh,
Or at A&W.
There's the McDonald's. We should have drove through and got you a Diet Coke.
Yeah.
It's not the same anywhere else, is it?
Well, I hang out at all the gas stations. It's okay. Everybody knows I eat, gas station hot dogs and nachos.
Whatever you need to power through the day, right?
Yes.
Yep.
So anyone who needs a life insurance policy, you can find Christina Clark at the gas stations, at the corn dog
Yeah. Roller. Yeah.
roller. Yeah.
The roller
Yeah.
station.
Who needs a website? Just go to the gas station.
Yep. That's where
I think I should set up a
she
shop
does
out
most of
there.
her business, at the corn dog roller.
I did make a comment once that I should just drive around like one of those mobile vans, because then they could just stop at all the gas stations. I could set up out there like a food truck does. You could just kind of get it. But I'm a little bit more about relationships, so I don't know that I'm a here's your life insurance policy, here's your investments, good luck, I'll see you in 20 years.
Hope you enjoy
Yeah.
Good luck to you. I like to meet with my folks often, and so, but we could probably meet up at the Quick Trip, because I'm there, or the gas station every morning, picking up a Diet Coke to get to the office. But I typically don't go straight to the office. I have a meeting before I even get there. So, good things to track people down.
Yeah, for sure. Well, hey, you're staying productive. That's what matters.
Yep, that's the goal.
Well, we sure do appreciate your time, and happy that you could join us on your road to home.
Yes.
Oh, well, thanks for inviting me, ladies.
Thanks for being a guest.
Thanks for letting me look at the back seat.
And we're very proud of you. You handled this car ride very well.
I have looked at every turn to make sure that we were not going to get hit. I was checking.
Oh boy.
Backseat. She is a backseat driver.
Oh boy.
Jeez.
Oh boy. Well, I'll get you. Hopefully, we can get you safe and sound to your office.
Perfect.
But we thank you for your time and look forward to seeing you all on another Your Road to Home.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Bye for
Bye.
now.
Bye.